Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make 4 cards and this box out of 1 sheet of Designer Series paper. You may have noticed in the past I called this my One Sheet Wonder series. Going forward I'm going to be calling it simply One Sheet. For short, SOS. What do I do with this 1 sheet of paper, or what do I do with all this Designer Series paper I keep hoarding? Okay, so back to the project. We're using 2 stamp sets, Peaceful Pines, and this is still available even though it's not in the holiday catalog. I love it. And it does have matching framelits, but we're not using those today. And then Star of Light. And the reason I chose this one is the Merry Christmas is beautiful. If you don't have this stamp set, you are welcome to choose any other greeting that will fit down here. Okay, the ink colors that we're going to be using is Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Emerald Envy, and Early Espresso. The punches are 1 1/4, 1 3/8, and 1 1/2. That's going to be for the box. And then the ribbon is, I don't remember what this is called. I believe Silky Taffeta Ribbon. It's in the holiday catalog. I'll make sure that the item number's on the screen. Okay, so here's our template. I'm going to set all these supplies over, and then we're going to get our Designer Series paper out. This is the Presents and Pine Cones Designer Series paper. I've got my trimmer here. Our first cut is going to be at 4. And what is going on? Something's not working there. Okay, so 4 inches. And then 4. And that leaves 4 inches again. Okay, so this is going to be the piece for our box. If you do not want to make the box, then you can make 6 cards. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut the 4 pieces for the cards. Again, this measures 4, so we're just going to cut this at 5 1/4. This is scraps. And then we're going to cut this one at 5 1/4. And at 5 1/4 again. Okay, so these are our 4 cards. And like I said, if you don't want to make the box, then you just cut this at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay? Now let's get out our white cardstock. That's the base of our card. I love using thick Whisper White. If you haven't ever used it, you should give it a try. I love it. Okay, I'm going to cut the first piece. This measures 8 1/2 by 11. I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2. So that gives us 2 cards. And then the next piece at 5 1/2 again. And that's our other 2 cards. So we'll be scoring that in just a minute. Pick this up, put that there. Okay, so now let's cut our Emerald Envy. We're going to need 4 pieces that measure 3 by 4. So I'm going to cut these at 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut it at 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next we're going to cut our white. That's for the Christmas tree where we're going to stamp here. And that piece measures 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to start with the 3 3/4. And then cut it at 2 3/4. I'm going to cut a couple extra just in case I don't stamp straight. That does happen sometimes, so just so I don't have to get my trimmer back out in the middle of stamping, I'm going to cut a couple extra. You only need 4 of these, but I actually have 6 right this minute. Okay, we are done with the trimmer. You can use the trimmer to score if you would like, but I'm just going to use my Simply Scored scoring tool. I love using this. Okay, so I'm going to place 4 cards on here and score at 4 1/4. Okay, let's fold our cards on that score line. Here's my bone folder. Notice how the card lies flat once I use the bone folder, or flatter than before, I should say. Okay, now let's add our Designer Series paper. You could use liquid glue if you'd like, or any of your favorite adhesives. I'm just going to place this here. I am kind of making sure that the tree is right side up. If you notice, there's a star on the top of the tree, and I just want to make sure that it's at the top. Last one. It looks like I cut this one a little off. Okay, so now let's take our Emerald Envy pieces and do the exact same thing. We're just going to attach them to the front of our card. And we're just going to center it. I love mass producing. Okay, now we want to stamp our images. Okay, so we'll start with the, I'm going to actually start with the tree. And I can't remember if I need the Stampin' Mat. These are photopolymer images, and I cannot remember if I needed it or not. I don't think so. Nope, this is an easy stamp to stamp with. Not that any of them are difficult, but sometimes some of the fuller images are a little bit more difficult. I'm going to stamp one more just to be on the safe side in case I mess up stamping the Merry Christmas. Now let's take the crushed curry, and I'm going to add the little tree, or the star at the top of the tree. Uh-oh, that one's already a dud because I didn't get all of the star. See, I knew I needed a few extra. Okay, now we're ready for the Merry Christmas. I'm going to get out the Emerald, or what is this, Early Espresso ink pad. And I just want to make sure that I stamp this straight. It looks like I already have ink on the bottom of that one. Okay, let me get this out real quick. See, I should have went ahead and stamped all the trees. It'll be okay. Okay, there's the first one. There's the second one. The third. And the fourth. Okay, let's close up these ink pads so I don't get ink on anything else. Okay, silky taffeta ribbon. And I'm just going to knot it and try to keep it looking fairly decent. The side that looks the best is the one that's going to go on the front of the card. And we need 4 of these. I may or may not fast forward cutting the rest of these, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do is add the image to our card using dimensionals in the corners. Okay, now, come here. I can tell that my cutting blade on my trimmer needs to be replaced. The edge of my Whisper White cardstock is a little fuzzy, so that's the indicator it is time to get a new blade. Okay. I'm not sure if I mentioned they are available again, or the last time I checked they were. Now we're going to take a paper piercer. We're going to pick up one glue dot and we're going to place it exactly where we want that bow. I could put the glue dot right on the bow, but you get a better placement if you just put it exactly where you want it. I may trim these little bows too, just a tad. Okay, come on. Okay, we are about ready to make the box. While I'm doing this, don't forget, head over to my website, print the free PDF. It has the template and all the instructions. Okay, so our 4 cards are made. Aren't they cute? Now let's make the box. Take that leftover piece and we're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So 1, 1, 1, and 1. Oh, and then put it back in the landscape mode, which is the 12-inch side, and we're going to score it at 5.5 and 6.5. And I want to make sure I did that right. 5.5, 6.5. Okay. Fold on the score lines. And I don't know that I mentioned that this is, this is our first Simply One sheet, but I am following the same as I did with the one sheet, so the One Sheet Wonder. So this is template number 1, and this is Simply One sheet number 1. I figured that would make that a whole lot easier if I did that. Okay, so we've cut to the score line on all of those, and what I want to do now is just give these little pieces right here just a small trim, not a lot. And we may want to trim these, but we're going to see how it's going to turn out first. Okay, so this is going to be the top of our box, or the direction of our box, and this is not, because it's an upside down tree. So I'm going to show you how to make sure you do that. We're going to put adhesive on these tabs. I really need my fast fuse right about now. Okay. Now, this, wherever you put these tabs, that's going to be the bottom of your box. So remember I said I wanted this to be the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to place those inside there. And if I had stronger adhesive, it would hold a little bit better. It's kind of like my readers. Where is everything? I leave them somewhere. That does need more adhesive. It's just not working. Here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I needed more adhesive so that it would hold, okay? So now, place the rest of these tabs in. The most important part, my adhesive stops running or working. Okay, so remember, those tabs over here makes this the bottom of the box. So this flips over and closes, and there is everything right side up, okay? Hopefully I explained that well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just add this ribbon. Now normally I don't like to make boxes that you can't open later. That you can't open and close. But you know, sometimes you just have to give a gift that they have to tear apart to open. So this is one of those gifts that, yeah, the ribbon's going to have to be removed before they can get in there. But that's okay. That happens. So there's the first piece. And you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. I'm using glue dots because they're pretty sturdy and quick. Okay, one more glue dot, and I probably would use more than one if I was given this as a gift. So yeah, if you're giving this away, use more than one. So there's our box. Now let's decorate it real quick, which is going to be really easy. We're still using the Peaceful Pine stamp set. This little teeny tiny image. I tried to use as few supplies as I could. We're going to cut that image out with the 1 1/4 circle punch. And then we're going to add a Emerald Envy 1 3/8 circle. And then the only place we need cherry cobbler is with the 1 1/2 inch circle. So I have a whole sheet, but you only need a circle, so you could use your scraps. So now we're going to pop up the 'Tis the Season and add it to the Emerald Envy. And then we're also going to pop it up on the box. So let me close the ink pad. Okay, and so this is just going to get added right in the middle with dimensionals. Or I should say a dimensional. Okay, so here's our boxes and here's the cards. And this wraps up our Simply One Sheet number 1. If you would like to place an order for any of the products I used in this video or to download the template, head over to my website. The link is actually in the description below. Okay, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.